Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander, and it is opening weekend of Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, a movie I was really excited to see until I saw that first trailer drop, and I kind of did that stutter, step, slide as I was running, going, oh, maybe I'm not excited anymore. And I have reasons. I'm obviously going to get into. I will keep this as spoiler-free as possible up front because I do want you to make your own opinion about going to see this film. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of insight as to whether you should spend your time and your money going to a theater to see this. I'm going to also try to keep my thoughts coherent, which is going to be difficult because this movie is kind of all over the place. So why was I hesitant to go see this film? This was before, even before the word of mouth started spreading earlier this morning and yesterday about how people were kind of not sure what to do with this film. And I feel them. This is why. Marvel itself is a genre. And within that genre, there are subgenres. The first Ant-Man I adored. Second Ant-Man I also enjoyed. And it is because it's a smaller film. Their world is a little bit more contained. It's a heist movie. It has some witty, funny, haha comedic moments, and that's why I love them. It's my little cozy heist, jokey film where the fate of the world isn't quite so present. And then I saw the trailer for Quantumania, and that looked nothing like an Ant-Man movie at all. I was afraid when I saw this film, I was going to open the bag of chips that is Quantumania and I would recognize a few ingredients, but the recipe is all wrong. So now that I've left the theater, I can tell you my opinion. Yeah, the recipe is all wrong. I went to the film not wanting to immediately bash on it because I was hearing the bashing. I didn't want to bash on it. I just wanted to go and be entertained. I wasn't entertained, more so I got really confused. There's big plot things that are just, which is what I'll get into in the spoilers, because I kind of sort of have to finish the thought of why I spent most of my film like this. Visually, it's a thing. It's a lot visually. And I think also that's another reason why I'm going, Because they took Scott in Endgame was a big player. He helped Endgame be Endgame. It was his catalyst, his drive, his idea that gave him the idea for time travel. So they did take him out of Endgame from the little world of heist film to bigger concept. But it was broken up by so much other stuff. He didn't feel like he wasn't in the wrong spot. This film, he feels like he's in the wrong spot. It is too big. It is so big. There's so much visually happening, so much. Like it wasn't just that they created another universe. They created so much that was just, why so much attention on holes? And so many things had tentacles. And then in the final battle, you got penis-shaped ships with tentacles coming and end holes and a lot of penises and holes and tentacles. It was a little distracting. Yeah. Ant-Man, I believe, works best when it is a smaller movie. And I get they were trying to introduce Kang. You put him in the quantum realm, which is impossible to get out of. So he's been contained for however many years of the MCU. Got it. Maybe an Ant-Man film wasn't the best place to have Kang. We got him in Loki. Kind of made sense in Loki. Multiverse, timeline. Okay. Quantum realm, okay, we're out of the timeline. But it was an Ant-Man film. I don't know. It just felt like they were throwing everything in this pot. This was an everything chip, and some of the things shouldn't be there. So I always love going opening weekend, especially Thursday, Friday, of a Marvel film, because that's where you get the super fans. That's where you get the people who want to see this film a lot. And usually it's a really good time. Endgame and Infinity Wars most memorable time in the theater ever. It was electric. Spider-Man, No Way Home, electric. This one, there was no moments of woohoo. There was a couple of laughs, a few things that were funny, like, okay. And at the end of the film, everyone was just silent. And they were silent, just waiting for the credits to roll, see the mid-credit scene, send the end credit scene, and credit scene. I kind of got excited. And then everyone just left and was really, really, really quiet. Just contemplating their thoughts, I guess, or just waiting to check their, I don't know. But it was not the kind of audience experience that you want when you see a big Marvel film. Kind of disappointing. Favorite parts, though. Not that I hate it. Don't think I hated it. This is just a film that will be kind of forgettable. Again, the last end credit scene, got excited. The beginning of the movie, I kind of enjoyed. Scott's on his book tour, and he's reading the last pages from his book. And there's so much schmarm. It's so, it's fabulousness, how much just molasses they stuck into his pages. That was my favorite part. Very beginning, the very end. Special effects are off the chart. I think that's where they spent. There's at least 4,000 names in those credits. I swear, there's so many names in the visual effects credits. It hurt your eyeballs. It did. King, I think, okay, again, plot holes, which I'll get into the spoilers, but King himself, Jonathan Majors, great, scary as hell. He's too, when you have a bad guy that is so powerful, how do you defeat him? And he's so powerful, he should not have lost in any capacity. They needed to scale back his power, and they end up ramping it. For me, it's too much for my brain to go, he's undefeatable. We're all dead. They're all dead. Everybody's dead. This is because to defeat him would be completely implausible. And that, for me, distracts from the storytelling, is when they're so powerful. He should not have gone down, we think, the way he did. It also had two of my least favorite tropes on the planet. First one, if you've watched my reactions, if you watched my reviews, you have the teen character who's gonna save the world and they know how to do things. They're not a child anymore. They got it together, and they don't. And their actions cause many people to die. Cassie, she was heading towards too much. Me not caring about her. They pulled her back enough. It was okay, but I so dislike that type of character. And then the second trope is the omission of fact for no reason. So much of this movie could have been avoided if people just talked to each other instead of just stony. Janet was the biggest offender of this. What is happening? We're here. This is a world you're familiar with. Help us figure our way out. And she just wouldn't say things just cause. King didn't say things just cause. Lots of misunderstandings. Yeah. A lot of this film could have been avoided. On to the spoilers. The biggest, okay, I have to go to the spoilers because what made this film not mesh for me was the plot. Big, huge, gaping plot holes. Here's just a couple off the top of my list. Where do I even begin? Okay. King, powerful, exiled to the quantum realm. The core of his ship was sabotaged, broken. Janet helps him. Oh no, she's unleashed a monster. Kind of got that part, but he's so powerful. Even though his ship, he can't leave because Janet messed with the core, he's still so powerful in his suit that he created an entire army, city, massive city, ships, everything. He's that powerful. He can stop time. He can stop you with a thought. And he couldn't come up with another power source? He's blowing people up left and right. Pew, pew, disintegrate, 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 disintegrate. Yet when he's fighting our bug family, he gets off a couple of shots. He could have taken them out any second. Any second. Why did we have so many species? So many species of people. I get it. It was to provide, I guess, a little bit of comic relief. And then also to dump some backstory on us rather quickly. Okay, fine. Yeah, it was just too much. The ants, the super smart ants. Where in the quantum realm did they land that they lived 1,000 years in one day and nobody noticed? Nobody noticed. King and his all-powerful didn't know in a little corner that there was a civilization of smart ants, and they took so long to get there, and what? And then Cassie is, when we think Scott and Hope are trapped in the quantum realm, she sends another signal to open the portal, not knowing where King is at the time. She's just going to open another portal. Okay, sure. Ooh, Scott though. Okay, twist, not a plot hole, but Scott got his ass handed to him. Hardcore. That was so, oh my gosh, so crazy to watch. He was broken. He was broken and dying. I don't know how I feel about that. Part of me is like, wow, no, he's getting beaten, but you don't want to see him beaten. Well, he was getting beaten. The fact that they finally started taking out Kang's suit to make him a little bit weaker, great, because now it made sense why he could be defeated. So why didn't they take out his suit decades ago? Don't even start me on the timeline stuff with Janet, 30 years, Scott, Quantum Realm, 5 minutes, 5 years. Yeah. And then they're trying to rally. Cassie breaks out Warrior Woman. I don't remember her name. They're gonna go get a signal to get people to rise up within the tower. Okay, so Warrior Woman puts Cassie, who nobody knows from Adam at all, to be the one to inspire these people to revolt. They don't know who she is. Why would they go? They just see this girl up here saying, hey, we're inside, come revolt. Because we have to. Okay, strange girl, I don't know who the hell you are. I lost all my family. Why should I listen to you? Yeah, that's just a few of the things that made me go. So, in conclusion, again, I didn't hate the film. I just had better hopes for it. The sad thing is right now, we can't see how it ties into the rest of the MCU. We don't know how it ties. We know King's coming. We know there's going to be showdown with multiple Kings. Yeah, and so for at least a whole phase and a half, 2 phases. So how this fits in with the rest is unseen. And if it doesn't fit in with the rest of the MCU, I think this film will be forgotten very easily. What made phase 1 and 2 so strong was you kind of had to see the one before it to know what was happening in the storyline of the world of MCU. Phase 4, 3 and 4, they fractured it. It's so fractured that you don't have to see one to watch the other, which I guess is fine. Again, you can then just sit in your own flavor of chips, but you lose the must-see-ness to it. So you're trading off something, which is I have to see that film to know what goes on. I think this one will be very forgettable. Just kind of sad because there's a crap ton of people who worked really hard on it. And you can tell their story let them down. So there you go. I am very interested to see what other people are saying about this, where it falls in their MCU lineup. Did it get them excited for King going forward, or it just made them go, what the hell is happening? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Just my 2-cent opinion there. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I do hope it was helped you out in some way decide whether or not you want to go to the movies or not this weekend, or stay home, stream something fun. I'm watching Puss in Boots Final Wish. I've heard it's amazing. So come back and watch my reaction video to that. So hit subscribe. I also have Patreon with full episode watch-alongs of the things I'm seeing this year, and I'd like to see you there. So take care of yourself. Did you drink something today? Did you have some water? Did you stretch your body? Have you left the couch? Get that done and then come back and see me. So until next time, y'all.